Fellas, I have a question. Are you guys also choosing now to like not date and stay single and just focus on yourself, travel, focus on your platonic relationships, things like that? Is that like the census of the men as well? Because I know on the women's side, a lot of women are leaning towards no kids, not getting married, just traveling, living their lives, doing their thing, and they seem pretty excited about it. I was just wondering, is that something that you guys are leaning towards too? And do you feel that it is by choice or by force? Let's talk about it. Oh my god.
So let me preface this by saying that when y'all speak on this, speak on it from the lens of what y'all think that the majority of men are doing, not necessarily what y'all are doing.
Okay.
Y'all think that there's a movement of men decentering women, um, and not necessarily caring about women or what they think anymore. And do y'all think that it's by choice, or do you think that it's being forced upon them and guys with this whole loneliness epidemic thing?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think men are, you know, learning from experience and seeing what's going on in the atmosphere out here. Seeing how women, how women are moving and how women are changing. And I think guys are starting to, be more, some guys anyway, more about their bag and their purpose. It's a lot of guys that's not though. It's a lot of guys that, they put women first and you can see the results in their life and their lifestyle too. So, I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it's definitely a lot of guys choosing their purpose first in the bag.
I think women act like the men nowadays, and men nowadays act like women. So yeah, men still want the relationships. Women nowadays, they more so don't want the relationships, But a man, especially a man who got a lot of options, you get tired of that type of shit. You get tired of bitches in and out, and you want that. You rather have that. What a lot of us up here got. You want to have that wifey at the house, man, when it's all said and done. But that's so hard to come by just on how the women acting and moving nowadays.
A lot of women feel like if you can't beat them, then join them. I ultimately think that men set the tone and women match the energy. I think a lot of women have been jaded due to previous relationships or current relationships, whether that's due to infidelity, whether that's due to domestic violence, whether that's due to feeling like they're pushing the majority of the weight. I will say in relationships, a lot of women do a brunt of the household work, take care of the kids, and often nowadays with households and how that work, they're also working where they feel like men just go to work. So a lot of women are saying like, what the hell? Like, what am I doing all this for? Stressing myself out. And then too, it's also been studied that life expectancy, men tend to live longer when they're married as opposed to women. They tend to live longer when they're single. They tend to be happier single. So I can understand both sides of it, but subjectively, like that's what a lot of women are feeling, and that's why they don't want to be with men. But I also think that men can't be alone. I do think that men need women, and I feel like whatever Shorty said in the previous video, I feel like it would never happen because I don't feel like men have the capacity to completely leave women alone because men, for an example, they need sex as well. And who are they gonna get that from?
You really think women have?
Hey, Kamaya, she always come with great points. I love when she talks every time. But for the most part, I mean, guys are, I wouldn't even say decentering women to some degree, but I say, guys are kind of taking a few routes here. Some guys are being passport bros, they're dating outside of the country, white, black, Asian, whoever, right? A lot of these guys are dating outside of their country. Then you have some guys who are just strictly piping. That's it, right? Strictly piping. And you got other guys who are against marriage, right? And for me, I say, in my opinion, as a man, you should want to strive for marriage. That's what I believe. That's what every man should want to strive for. Now, of course, in your younger years, because a man, as a man, it is harder to acquire women and acquire a lot of options, right? So generally speaking, guys are just going to take what they can get. Yeah, you might smash something here and there, but I definitely think you should be vetting for a woman to, have a long-term relationship with. That's just me. But of course, on this channel, we are seeing some guys who would essentially, this conversation will be good for a lot of you guys, because y'all just dislike how a lot of women are today, and y'all are saying, man, listen, we don't want to date these women. We don't mind being single. We don't mind not marrying these women. Hey, I get it, right? I get it. I just say, we should definitely strive for marriage, but for a lot of guys, they're turning their nose up to a lot of these women because the behavior is just terrible. It's just terrible here in America. You just see women contradict themselves, just lie, push false narratives. A bunch of women saying men don't protect black women, but yet these same women disrespect men every day. You got feminism rooted in splitting the family, being rebellious to your leader, to the man who is supposed to protect you. Why do you want protection from me, but then also at the same time still require me to fully understand what you want and then rebel against me? It doesn't make any sense. Hey, I want this man to protect me. I want this man to do everything for me, but also at the same time, he can't really have an input. He can't really tell me anything. He can't try to oppress me. That's not the case. Nobody's trying to oppress you. Nobody's trying to make you feel any kind of way, but once again, as a man, our job is to protect you, and we are looking for some reciprocation. And a lot of guys are just not getting that. So that's what you're starting to see a lot of. And sad to say, but a lot of these women are trying to now call these guys incels, and once again, women just don't understand what men have to go through, even though they are the reasons why the men are going through what they're going through when it comes down to the dating market.
Though, not obviously it's not all.
No.
I'm saying, because a lot of women will stand on that pedestal that, I'm happy being single, but then you hear those little back conversations of when they see a woman married, they look at those women a different way. They kind of, sometimes there are women that will, kind of seem like they waiting for something bad to happen to a married woman. But I see a lot of times women act like they happy when they don't have a man until they see a good relationship in front of them, and then it's like, somewhere in their mind they know they want that. It's just that guy. I think when women say a lot of stuff, I see a lot of women say a lot of shit on social media, and then as soon as they get a man, I don't hear them say shit. Like, they disappear. You be like, damn, where'd she go? She was pro-black, hating black men. I'm talking about every comment come out their mouth is about something about a black man. And as soon as they get a fucking man, you don't see their ass no more.
Because a lot of them say, when they talking to you, they really mean the opposite. I want a man to treat me like I want to be treated, and my last man he wasn't like you. You cool and all that, but what I'm saying, it's all talk. It's all talk. But if I was single, I would probably look for another relationship. I like to be in a relationship. I don't like to be single.
That proved my point. Men can't be alone.
No,
Not really. Really, I want to answer Jess question when she said who's going. What was the question again? The last thing you said, it was who's going to do it, or who's going, who they going to go to or something like that because they like sex or whatever. I forgot how you worded it.
Oh, I was basically saying that men love the companionship of women. They love being around women. They love sex. They love to, I feel like men have to be with a woman in some way, shape, or form. Whereas women, I don't feel like women necessarily have to. Would it be nice? Yes. But do we have to? No. But men, I feel like they
you know what's crazy about that?
I was.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, no. I was just gonna say, because the way you worded it, it was like, well, who's gonna do it? And the first thing that popped to my head was these hoes.
Now, Jess, what type of dumb, stupid ish are you on? You sitting here. First of all, men get rejected so many times that that a lot of times it messes with a man's confidence. Imagine having to strike up a conversation with a woman just out of nowhere, especially when she's not even checking for you and you having to get her attention. And there are many nights where guys are striking out night in, night out. Many guys are striking out because they just can't get that woman. A lot of guys know how to be lonely. A lot of guys know how to be on their lonesome. But of course, this is just, I mean, she's one of your, I would say, other feminists as well. She has a very warped mindset. You don't see men jumping on the internet crying on TikTok every single day about being lonely. Only women jump on the internet crying about being lonely. And then they try to sit over here and mask it by making these videos and say, you should be a strong woman. We don't need man. Hey, well, listen, you need to have your chakra in place. You know, you need to burn some candles and some incense. And this is where they try to cope with all of this spiritual bullshit. I mean, once again, you just have to work on yourself. That's all you got to do is just work on yourself. That's all you have to do is just work on yourself. And men have no choice but to work on themselves when they don't have a partner, because a lot of times guys just can't roll up into a club or roll up into a party or roll up into any place and just get buns like that. Right now, I mean, just it's also ignorant, to say what you're saying, because once again, men are attracted to women. Like, what are you talking about? Once again, we are meant to be together. We're not meant to be living by ourselves. We are here and we are meant to be fruitful and multiply. But this is what happens when you have your feminists. This is what happens when you have your black feminists. This is what happens when you have your women who are just against men. They have a warped idea of reality, and then they're going to try to sit here and say that, hey, well, listen, this is what it should be. This is what men should be attracted to. This is what men should want. Why do I say that? Because once again, you can't sit here and say that, well, men just need companionship from a woman. A man needs to be around a woman, and for whatever reason, in any kind of way. Once again, of course, we want a partner. We want a helpmeet. We want a virtuous woman. We want somebody to be behind us. Like, what are you talking about? And then, I mean, to a lot of women's point, when they sit up here and say behind a very strong man or a successful man is a successful woman or something like that, or is a strong woman, however that saying goes. I don't believe in that all the time, right? It does happen at times, right? But for the most part, most men are self-made. They're going to make it their way, right? They're going to try to work their way up by their works. Generally speaking, it's never a woman's. When you look at most of your, female billionaires, that money is acquired by who? A man. Right. When you look at Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, I think she had a bunch of money. Why? Because of her ex-husband. But it's ignorant to sit here and say that a man, yearn for companionship. Of course. But, men, being that we are logical thinkers, we understand that in the future, we're going to hit 30 years of age. We're going to hit 40 years of age. And we understand that our purpose and our goal is to be fathers, to be family men. So, of course, that's what we're going to be looking for. But of course, this is Jess. Let's continue.
Honestly, they don't have to be married. Like, these men are going to get it somewhere. And that's literally all I could think about is these hoes. Because these hoes is just wired a certain way where they do have to get it. Like, all of us is not like, we don't have a lot of Carmayas and Jesses and Qs and, Carmens out here. We come very few, okay? But there's still these hoes out here that's gonna do it for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that
And
$40.
I just feel like, these men is just feeling like I don't really want to commit if I'm gonna get all of this, whenever these hoes they just gonna throw it back and be good. And I could keep pushing and keep doing what I want to do. Like Anton said, focus on my business, focus on my money and all this other stuff. These hoes is there like, hey, I do a little strange for some change, they gonna do it. And sometimes they won't even do it for no change. They look, I'm gonna just do it just off the rip. So I think that men, they're really not concerned about, you know, them not finding companionship and all that stuff. I think it's more so the women that's gonna be struggling in that department. I mean, already are struggling, my bad. Already are struggling in that department trying to find companionship because they're really the ones that need it.
Well, I
I
feel
mean,
like women struggle in that department because men hold the keys to marriage. Women hold the key to sex, men hold the key to marriage. And I think we're also saying the same thing, right? So not everybody wants to get married, right? And when I mean like men can't be without a woman, it could be in any capacity, whether that's just bumping skins, whether that's marriage, whether that's whatever it is. Like a man cannot actively have a woman in his life, whether or not he just getting his nut off real quick. Whereas a woman, we can literally like there are women who go years without having any type of sexual intercourse. They can go years without having any kind of contact with the man. And despite what men may think, a lot of women or some women actually do choose that. Whereas
A lot
sometimes men feel
don't
like
though.
they don't choose, they're forced to. No, there are a lot of women who truly choose to be single and they truly choose to be abstinent. That actually does happen.
That's because of their experiences. They
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. So
I
this
mean,
is
you
all
can
proving
say
the
the
point that
same
I
for
just
men
said.
too,
A
though.
lot of women are jaded.
Yeah, I don't think
Right,
it's
but then
men. I don't think it's men actually have an effort of decentering women. I just think it's the crop. Like even the so-called good women out here looking like hoes. Like I mean, if you don't really find a good woman, it's hard to tell a woman what she can put on and what she can't put on if you don't have a good woman. You know what I'm saying? That's some of the stuff I had to deal with before I got married. Like you gotta sit there and this ain't right. Oh, or they listening to their girlfriends and it's just a lot of BS. So men rather get their money, chase their purpose, and then look for the right one. I hope they find the right one instead of just settling down with some random woman. So I don't think it's an effort of actually decentering women. It's just we looking at what's going on out here. And like I said, man, you go out anywhere. You got these women out here wearing lingerie to Walmart, like claiming they good women. So
but they could be good
I hit
women.
that
I mean,
shit.
but come on, I mean, if
Fucking
you look
body
like a snake,
shaming.
I mean, come on, man.
No, that's not true.
Nah, how you gonna say what? So you let your woman go out wearing lingerie at Walmart? Your wife?
She wouldn't even think about doing
That's
that.
my point. But it's
But
a
I'm
lot
just
of them.
if you see a woman with lingerie on and they looking sexy, don't mean they not good women. I
I'm
know what
talking
you mean,
about.
though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know
they
what I mean.
immoral.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
immoral
I
women.
mean, it's just
You had to
too
go
many
through
of them
this.
out there
I
looking like
got you.
that. Damn, I'm
I,
getting tired.
Hey,
I,
social media done fucked a lot of these women.
Yeah, yes,
Now
yes.
they
this
can put the
internet
filters
killing them.
on their pictures and all of that type of
And
shit,
it's
right?
not
And they can
real,
get a
man.
like,
and
they can get likes and
Pornhub. Don't
shit
forget
and meet
about
their eyes.
It's
Pornhub.
not real.
They
Don't
get a
forget
lot of
about
cats in their
Pornhub.
No,
DMs and all of that type of stuff.
Do
And
you
so
think that? Do you think that looking at making it look looking at images, women images naked, like Pornhub and these sites? Do you think that's desensitizing men?
got it. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on, shampoo.
Come on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think men getting a little bit desensitized by what they watching. I
You
think
could just pull up your
it's a
phone and pull it
yeah.
out.
It's I think it's an overconsumption of just too much
I agree
crude
with
shit in general. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way of the world, men and women. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about see, men, we still somewhat hold each other accountable.
No,
The
y'all do
women,
not.
most women,
No, y'all do not.
yes, we do. Well,
No,
well,
a man will
look.
literally, a man will
I'm
watch his
speaking,
Yeah, but
I'm
homeboy.
his
speaking,
anti said, don't speak for yourself. Speak
I'm
in
speaking,
general.
I'm saying as
Men do
far
not
as
hold each other accountable.
I can't speak for it. I'm speaking for my peoples who, you know what I'm saying? Nah,
We talk
we
about
do.
in general, right? Remember when Anton
I
said,
mean, I
if
can't
you
hold
want
bruh
some,
accountable if I don't know him.
I mean, I think. Sorry, I had a internet
Go ahead.
connection I missed, but to the little part that I just heard, I definitely do think that men hold each other more accountable than women. Why I think that is because when women like myself and in general, a lot of times we get called pygmies. We get
Yes.
called that we're capping. We get called all kinds of other things. Women cannot hold accountable other women because in return we get attacked. And because of that reaction, we don't hold y'all accountable at all. Why? So I can be called a liar, I can be called a pygmy, I can be called all kinds of out of my name because I tell you don't come out and be hoeing around. So to that point, I think men hold each other more accountable than women.
A lot of women not even honest with each other. So
they're not. A lot of women are not honest with each other, and all the
They
women
not.
are in competition with each other. And I think nowadays, to the clip where it says, "Do men?" I think it's do men desensitize women? Whatever the clip said. Yeah, I do believe that nowadays men are a lot more vocal as to what they want, and they're not going to put up with it. And men are more okay with the fact that they're all perfectly okay with being alone by themselves. Men do
With
not
no
need
sexual
women.
activity, Carmen. With like no,
not without sexual activity, but
okay,
you can
so when
pay
we
for
say
that.
alone, I want to talk
You
about
can pay for that.
alone though, alone, like nothing. I'm not. I don't think that's referring to like any type of sexual contact. Like I'm talking about completely, truly alone. And
yes, I do believe that men are more 100% more comfortable with being with the fact that they will die alone.
That ain't you.
As opposed to the question, because they can pay for sex. But if you're talking about do they need sexual contact?
Yeah,
but
like
they can pay for that. They can pay for that, but women cannot.
Yeah, but I think it's a myth to say that men can just pay, regardless of what you think. I'm a lot older than y'all, and I'm gonna tell you something. When men have sex with women, even if they don't know them, or they have to have some type of connection to them. We don't just go.
And just going back to Kamaya's point a little bit earlier, where she was saying that, I mean, she thinks that, a lot of women will struggle with being, by themselves. I mean, once again, look at the rise of the depression rate when it comes down to these women. All these women taking antidepressants because once again, they don't know how to control the emotions. They don't know how to control themselves. I know so many women are going to get so upset about that. I had an argument with this stud back on Instagram a couple of days ago. It was about a video. It was a video about a chick who I don't know who. I guess she rejected a guy. He was a baby father, so he had a child, and she was like, "Well, I kind of don't really want to deal with that." And he just spazzed out on her. Let me see if I can show the video to y'all.
Look, what you got against kids, bitch? Look, y'all, let me a storyline. Look, this bitch looked at me and said I'm cute. She mad because I got a kid. Now she being mean. Bitch, you mad I got a kid? Like, you a weirdo. Like, why you say something to me? Why did you say I'm cute? This bitch basically said...
And the dude was spazzing out. He was upset, and it's like, okay, hey, man, listen, I agree with the woman. Hey, maybe she don't want to be maybe she don't want to be a stepmother to that. And then on top of that, look at how you're acting. Like, get out of here. Like, no, scoot along. So a woman in the comments says that, hey, well, listen, a lot of your men, they don't know how to control the emotions. I'm like, prove that. Women initiate 70% of divorces, and they still struggle with the postpartum depression. A lot of women do. And then when you look at a lot of women who still struggle with cramps, come on. You're talking about all of these factors, especially with women divorcing at a 70 to 80% rate. Come on, man. And it's all for irreconcilable differences because they're unhappy. That's an emotion, people. Right? So when you're emotional, you're not going to think rationally. Sadly to say, a lot of you women do not think rationally. So when you are lacking somebody to be able to be there to hold you and cuddle you, women need all of that. Women need reassurance. That's a great question. Actually, that's a good thing. That's a good thing about this whole argument, right? I can literally just destroy the argument because who needs reassurance for anything? Only women. Only women look for validation. Only women look for reassurance when it comes down to how they look and how and what they do. Whereas men, their only reassurance is the woman just doing what the hell they need them to do and finding the woman that they want. That's it. That's all the reassurance they need. They just look around. This is all the reassurance that I need. A woman, well, you ain't tell me that I look beautiful enough today. You ain't tell me that I look, I see you liking another girl's picture on Instagram, but you ain't tell me that I look good today. I mean, once again, it's just ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. But going back to what the man also said, I mean, the dude is tearing it up. The dude is tearing it up. He's saying, look at how a lot of your women are acting today. Look at your women who are quote unquote calling themselves good, but yet they were dressed in lingerie. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But once again, this is what they try to portray. They try to say they are good women, but a lot of these women are not good women. This is why I'm saying, man, like, is it sad? Because you actually have good sisters. We have a lot of good sisters who are in these comments, who are talking, who are engaging, right? Who pretty much subscribe to this channel. We have some good women, and it's sad to say, but we have other women who really are feminists, and really we're just talking about some bad women. They still try to claim to be good women, and it's like, you're not. You're not. No matter how modest you dress, if you are literally against men, if you are always pro woman day in and day out, you don't see any wrong with how a lot of our sisters and how a lot of our women are acting today. Once again, dog, you're a problem, right? They are the problem. You're the problem as well. And they're just pretty much muddying up the good sisters that we actually do have. So it's just sad, man. But yeah, man, for the most part, I definitely think guys, are, just looking away from marriage, because once again, what is in it for us? When you look at the court system, we get married, we get shafted in divorce court, we get shafted in family court, right? We have to sit over here and fight to even have multiple days with our children. And then you turn around and they say, you're still paying child support, but it's like, yo, judge, it's just way too much, man. It's just way too much. Paying alimony for a woman to still get drilled in the house that the judge said you have to give over to the wife, right? So she's getting drilled by other men in your bed, probably on your pillow. She's going to be spiteful. So she like, here, let me put this pillow up. Let me put this pillow up under me. You just go ahead and go to work. Like, come on, like, imagine that. Wow. But look, guys, do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel.